I really miss the Owl House. It defined the last year of my life. The characters, the world building, and even just the general feel I got watching the show is unforgettable. Throughout that year, I made so many memories, but since canceling Disney Plus just about a year ago, I've really missed it. I've spent a lot of time looking for replacement shows, something new that could fill the hole in my heart, and oh god, have I found something. Jentry Chau versus the Underworld has stolen this last week of my life from me, and the day I release a video talking about amazing first seasons of TV, my favorite first season I have ever seen was released, which is just so funny. Every part of this show has shocked me. I remember first hearing about it back in July, and I thought it was cool. I was going to check it out. But then we got the trailer, and wow, does it have gorgeous animation. And wow, Ali Wong and Bowen star in it. And it comes out, wow, there are 13 episodes, and wow, they are 30 minutes long, and oh my god, does that theme song go way too hard. Watch the show. I beg you. First, I'll talk more vague details, so if you haven't seen the show, you can tag along, and I'll let you know when I get into more spoiler territory, because you don't want this show spoiled. It's so worth seeing fresh. Plus, I will cry if we don't get another season, so go ahead and watch it. The show is everything you can want. A fresh blend of episodic and serialized storytelling, amazingly fleshed out characters which make you feel every emotion, fresh concepts, gorgeous animation, and a long enough first season for it to stand well on its own. We follow Jentry Chau, a teen cursed with magic, and she just wants to be normal, but the world is stopping her. At the beginning of the first episode, we find out that she burned down her hometown and went to live in Korea to escape the trauma. Almost all her family is dead, and out of the blue, demons begin to hunt her for her powers. Again, she just wants to be normal, and she is just forced into all this chaos and all this mess, and it's so sad and fun and amazing to see. The concept sounds basic, but I cannot overstate how cool it is. But the backstory is the most important part of that. She destroyed a community she loved and is forced to come back. While they don't know she's starting the fire, and of course she didn't mean to do it, seeing her reaction to being demonized is so compelling, and seeing the relationships change throughout the season makes for such an interesting season of television. And the maturity on this show rivals shows like Avatar The Last Airbender. That level of nuance is present, and once again, you begin to see things unfolding, and you just get reeled into the world, and you can never go back. The show is all about the price of family, how it both sustains you, but then also how you can hurt one another, and it's just such a powerful theme, which is handled with such delicacy. Oh, it's amazing. The writing does this world such justice, and the characters and the plot, and it's on a level which is unheard of for animation, especially a 30-minute, 20-minute cartoon. Like, the characters are so amazingly written, I can't say that enough. They are such flawed people, everyone from Jentry to the villains, where you can understand where they come from while still disagreeing with the majority of actions taken. Everyone will frustrate you, but their actions feel inevitable. Again, this is a PG-rated show, and oh my god, it rivals some of the best dramas I have seen. The writing is just like poetry. It's so tightly woven, and it makes so much sense. And there's just this feeling of destiny as you watch. People will break the hearts of those around them, but they will then go save someone else from the edge of darkness. I just can't. It's too good. And don't get me started on the magic and mythology of the show. It's based on Chinese mythology and just gives this world such a cool setting to explore. When I was younger, it was Chinese mythology that I was never interested in, but after watching the show, it's cooler than the Greeks, at least to me. We have an episode where the characters basically just go into what's Dante's Inferno with all the different levels and torture rooms, and it was one of my favorite episodes of the show. The monster designs throughout are amazing, and it just does such a great job at introducing us to this world throughout. Finally, the amazing animation just puts everything over the top for me. The colors, the designs, everything is just mwah. Do yourself a favor, just look up the gorgeous intro. I'll have it up on screen, but the song that goes along with it slaps so hard. I have it in my playlist, and you can't judge me. If you love animation or you watch shows like Gravity Falls, Owl House, Avatar, even a mystery show like Mystery Incorporated, just do yourself a favor and watch the show. Sadly, I haven't seen too much online discourse, and it's a shame because this is easily one of the best animated shows I've seen in a good long time. One of the best released in a while. If you haven't watched the show, leave, come back after binging the 13 episodes. I know you will. And now we're going to enter spoiler territory. Now, I feel like I need to discuss the amazing story of this show. And without literally giving you an episode-by-episode breakdown, I just want to say what the writers do with pacing is incredible. Each episode is its own self-contained story and has its own vibe. It's incredible how diverse the stories we have inside the episode lineup. I think among my favorites are 4, 9, 11, and 12. I really enjoyed the interpersonal moments of those episodes, and they just did a great job delivering it. The romance plot was surprisingly interesting. The love triangle was one of the most I'd ever seen in TV because just they would constantly have progressions in the story and in the characters, and then steps backwards as new information is revealed. It was very dynamic. Oh, and there was this one scene in episode 8 which was too good, where Kit was disguised as Jentry, and they were asked out to the dance by Michael. It was such a funny, annoying, and interesting concept, and the show is just filled with so many moments like that. And besides Jentry, we'll get to her in a second, the real standout was Gugu. Her character was such a frustrating one to watch. She kept repeating her mistakes over and over, and I kind of got annoyed, but then when we found out in the final episode, or when they hinted at it, it just broke me. With the ghosts as memories from their living selves, it makes sense that it's nearly impossible for them to learn their mistakes. So when she said that, we realized she finally learned making that sacrifice, and while not necessary, making up for the mistakes, it's the first real attempt at repenting, and it was so powerful to see. It was so brilliant to see Jentry continue to lose her trust in Gugu, but always earning it back until the end, where it's even harder to than ever. Jentry gave Gugu every opportunity, but the lies never ended. The broken family dynamic was perfect, and when Mooney came back, it just got even more interesting. Everyone hurt everyone at some point or another, and I cannot explain how brilliant that was. And oh my, Jentry has to be one of the best leads of all time. She is so conflicted throughout, so imperfect, and it makes such a great main character. She has a lot of moments of levity, but she has so much trauma, gets hurt so often, and just has so many moments of darkness throughout the show. On more than one occasion, she would do something and I would just be sitting there shocked by whatever cruel act she committed. She cuts people off and it's brutal to see, but we understand why. She loves her family and friends, but so often gets hurt by them. Again, she can act like a teenager sometimes. She isn't always the mature one. Especially with the relationship stuff, it's just interesting to see that different side of her. And then finally, I'm just really happy with how everything really began to come together in like episode 8 on. Seeing her friendship with Stella was really fun, and at first I was worried that Stella would become the stereotypical mean girl, but again, the writing is so good and it just felt natural. The people in these show were so well handled, and please, I need a second season of the show. It is incredible, and I feel now that Gugu's dead, we'll try focusing on saving Peng. And, I mean, if you have Jimmy Ying voicing him, I feel like he needs a more prominent role. Give me that second season. I don't know. But something in this show just feels really special to me. There's a special feeling when you find a new piece of art and it changes you. And that's what I'm feeling right now. My goal is to get another Digital Circus video up in these next few days, but we'll see. I'm also going to probably rewatch the show so I can make more videos because I really want to talk about it more. I had another video planned to come out when this video was, but I just kept watching more episodes of this show, and I thought it was better to just wait so I can spread the word about the masterpiece that is Jentry Chau versus the Underworld. Give us a second season, Netflix. You don't get something this great very often. Do it.